Hi, how are you? Oh my goodness. Hello. Is it warm enough in here for now? Yeah? Okay. Ooh, yeah. I want to do this. Hi, nice to see you. Oh, yeah. Oh, for a long time. Wow. Okay. Hello. You know how they did the Spotify Wrapped thing this year? Um, I have never once been able to participate on it because this is my number one song for the year, a 26-minute long sound by Moby. It's like, you listened to this 5,000 times this year. I said, okay. Yeah, like all yoga related, and then Bad Bunny for a month, and that was it. One, two, three. Grab all the things that you need. And so we're waiting on a few more folks to come in, but we'll also use blanket and strap. We'll also use some therapy balls, which are here in the white baskets. I can grab them on. We'll use them towards like the middle and end of class. Okay. Hello. How are you? Yeah. I know. It was so warm yesterday. Hi, Lisa. Yesterday and today, it's just freezing. I always say this, but like all throughout the year, but especially now, my first dog walk around the block is the tester of like, have I worn enough layers today? And how many coats? I know, but this is her time to shine. She has so much hair that when she goes outside of the house, she's like, I'm ready. No idea, just white, fluffy, big spots all over her. Hi, how are you? Hello. When did you get back? Your trip looked amazing.
Last week.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It was so good.
A week?
9 days.
9 days.
Yeah. It was so special.
Some of the places that you guys geotagged, I screenshotted them because I was like, in the future, I must go to here. Yeah.
Next weekend is awesome. Good.
Oh,
Those were,
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
The other Tulsa that's kind of close by an hour-ish away is like your jam.
Yeah.
Same time.
Yes. Oh, a dream. And a good time. Hi, Molly. A good time of year to go.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Hi. Okay. Two, three, four. Okay. Thank you for making space. In theory, we're waiting on 4 more people to come. Space for everyone to fit. I see some spaces that are being opened. And while you're getting settled and finding your things, we'll use all of the props this afternoon. Blocks, blanket, therapy balls, strap. One day, not today, with the bolsters, but you can always grab one if you want to use one to sleep with. And by sleep with, I mean shavasana with, or sleep with. But the whole spiel will use. Okay, good to see you guys. Thanks for coming. Hi, Lindsay, good to see you. Made it through the hardest part. Hello, it's nice to see you. Of leaving the house in the cold and coming to class. So we'll keep the heat on in here. We'll get warmer from the inside. It's really nice to be with you all. There's a few, almost everyone I know or have seen you around in the hallways of the studio, but my name is Anisha, in case we officially didn't say hi to each other. I'll share them after class, but the December lineup is stacked with things that are happening just outside of public classes. So if you have time or interest, Abby came to class on Tuesday night. Last week I asked you guys what you thought acid wash asana would be, and I got the intel of what it is, so I'll share it with music. It's 80s music in a disco ball. Yoga is what's happening soon. So that got installed and it's going to be put to good use at the end of December. How are we feeling this afternoon? Any requests that our bodies need? I have some heart openers and shoulder stretches and but if there's any particular regions of your body or body parts that need some extra time, we can definitely spend a little extra attention on those. Great. I went to, it's the season of Sagittarius, and you don't realize how many Sagittariuses you have in your life until they're all having a party every single day. As a Sagittarius, I understand what the desire is, but my friend had a daytime dance party for her birthday yesterday. It was from 3 to 7 p.m., so we could all be in bed by 9. And it was in her friend's, this is not related to the yoga class, but it's a self-serving practice because it was in her friend's finished basement, like carpeted floor, and I ended up doing the worm on the floor. Do you know that in my life? But I felt so called by the music that I woke up this morning and said, oh, thank goodness today, because this whole front is feeling it. A lot of it, yeah? We did this last week. Let's start here again today in heart. If there's a way that you like to be in heart bench, please feel free to use your props to set it up. But when you set up, you'll have your head facing the front of the room, your feet facing to the back of the room, where you have one block at its highest height, somewhere to the top of your mat, the other block at its middle height. That. If you'd like to drape your blanket over those blocks so there's nothing poking you in the back, you're more than welcome to. And as you come to lay down, you'd like that block, the lower block, to hit somewhere in between your shoulder blades. So think less in the middle bendy region of your lumbar spine, but higher up in the back of your chest, the back of your heart. And once you situate, you can let your head come down and use your hands to kind of let your block the weight of your head and neck. And as you give yourself as much time as you need to adjust those blocks or props in any way, shape, or form, you might do anything you like with your legs. They might be out long in front of you, more in that Shavasana shape, with your feet wider than your hips. If you're feeling anything in your low back or in your hips this afternoon, you might have your knees, your feet on the ground, and perhaps you knock your knees into one another. But give yourself time to let your arms drape alongside of you and see what it feels like to maybe have your palms turned up towards the ceiling to let the shoulder blades slide towards each other, or your palms down to face the floor to feel more of that heaviness, that connectedness to the earth. But as your eyes either soften or close to a point on the ceiling, take a moment to notice and listen for your breath. You might not change or alter or shift your breath quite yet, but just a moment in time to see where your breath prefers to be this Monday afternoon. The colder it gets, the more layers we put on. Sometimes the breath stays higher up in the chest and more in the front of your body. The more the shoulders and chest curl forward to keep that heat inside. So as you start off in this shelf, this bench you've created for your chest, can you notice how every round of breath just naturally continues to deepen? Your next breath might move from your nose, past your heart into your belly. Exhale, feel the belly tone towards your spine. The back of your head and your upper back softens to the. Take a few just on your own as each inhale moves in, down, and wide. And each exhalation pours itself up and out. This entire practice, it's first and foremost an offering to your breath. This breath that sustains you, that surrounds you, and informs every single action you take. So as we start our practice and our time together with 3 more rounds of that breath, wait for your next inhale as it fills you up completely. And exhale through your nose or mouth to let all of that breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of that difference that comes when you remember and really listen for your own breath. As you keep that connection inward as best as you can, let your eyes softly blink open and begin to bend both knees as you bring your feet flat onto the floor. With your knees bent, let your butt stay heavy, and let's add the arms. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. With your palms facing one another, spread those fingers as wide as you can. To get into the shoulder blades a little more clearly, as you inhale, reach your fingertips 3 more inches to the sky. Feel the shoulder blades broaden on your upper back. And exhale to plug the shoulder blades towards one another. Let's do that 2 more times with your breath. Big inhale to reach up, spread your fingertips, and exhale to plug the shoulder blades together. Or take a full breath in, reach up, touch the sky. And as you exhale, plug the shoulder blades towards one another. Now, keeping those shoulder blades kissing on your upper back, start to stretch your arms overhead towards the front of the room. Imagine to the back of your head. You might use one of your hands to clear that block out of the way. Your head is just resting here in the hammock of your hands. But as you press your head back, lift your chin and let your elbows dart towards the ceiling like your cocoon for the sides of your head. Now press the head back, big breath in, and as you exhale, curl away from the earth, keeping your upper to the block. Let's do that a few more times. Big inhale to coil back, keep your chin lifted. And exhale from the belly, let it tone to the spine as you lift your heart. Keep the chin lifted. 5 more at your pace, breathing on your inhales to coil back, exhales to slide the belly back, knit the ribs together to lift your heart. Keep your knees bent and your feet on the ground for these last. Or you might straighten your legs as you dig your heels, your calves of your thighs into the floor. But take the entire cycle of your breaths to coil back and to lift up. Can you continue to lift your chin away from your chest? And let the fingertips soften even as they stay interlaced at the back of your head. Finish your next round or 2 or 3. Curl up and away from your block. Start to bend your knees, bring your feet flat onto the ground. And let your hands catch behind your thighs or your shins to coil up and away from the earth. Take your time to flip over into tabletop facing. Come onto all. Hands as wide as your mat. Fingers underneath your hips and curl those toes. Start to round and arch your spine, really linking your breath and movement. Let's take 5 cycles of breath just here on your own. Move your body alone and independently, but how your breath begins to enhance and inform the movement. You might stay rounded for a few extra cycles of breath. You might move more back and forth, your hips towards your heels or shoulders forward of the wrists. But take one more full breath in and a deeper breath out through every direction of you. Come back to table, find your neutral spine. Walk your print forward of your shoulders, let them stay as wide as your mat. A few inches behind your hips, and with those toes curled under, take it up and back to downward facing dog as you lift your hips to the sky. In your down dog, walk your feet just a centimeter wider than they are already. Lift your heels and soften your knees so that your hamstrings and the backs of your legs can release for a moment. Now with your knees soft, stick your butt up and back towards the. And as you keep your left knee bent, pedal just your right heel to the ground. Notice what you feel in the breathing. Now soften the right knee, stick your butt high to the sky, pedal your left heel to the ground as you slide the ribs back and even the ears back with your heart breathing. Of your breath, lift both, soften your knees, take a peek. Begin to walk your feet, your hands to come into your forward fold. Those blocks might be right there, so your hands come up onto blocks out in front of your feet. You might widen your feet or soften your knees, all in service of giving your low back a little extra room. But as you bow in towards yourself, if it feels okay for your neck and shoulders, even gently nod your head yes, and slowly nod your head no as you feel gravity let you soften towards the earth. Now, after a few breaths here, climb your hands up onto your hips, stand down through your legs, and a big inhale to come all the way up to rise as your hands come down by your sides. Let your feet come right underneath your hips with your toes pointing ahead. Big inhale to reach your arms forward and up. And as you exhale, soften to fold over your legs. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen, hands to your shins or blocks as you grow long through the spine. And on your exhale, fold, plant your palms, and step it back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. Now here in your plank with your knees lifted or tapping your knees to the ground behind your hips, feel your sitting and try to reach your sitting bones towards your heels. You might feel your low belly lifted and up. Now slide your ears back so your head is in line with your chest. A big breath in. And as you exhale, begin to bend your elbows and lower all the way down onto your belly. Let your hands come as wide as your mat. Take up some room and a breath in to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift up through the chest. And on your exhale, take it up and back to downward facing dog, tabletop, or puppy pose. Slow, steady breaths. The breath moves first from the nose into your belly. And as you exhale, you might press down and forward through your hands to lift your butt back to the wall behind if you're in down dog. Take another full, steady breath in and a deeper breath out through every fiber of you. At the bottom of your exhale, take your time, lift your heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward, feet to your hands, into your standing forward fold. On an inhale, come up halfway to lengthen, grow longer through the spine. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Take a breath to rise, stand through your legs, reach your arms forward and up. And as you exhale, let your hands come down by your sides. Find one of your blocks and place your block in between your inner thighs to give your legs something solid to hug into. Instead of bringing it high up in the groin, see it more to the middle of your legs. And now give it a squeeze. If you heard me say this before, it's a technical term. Try to pez dispense the block. Does that make sense? So like try to shoot the block back behind you and you feel almost like your butt sticking out. Now keep that as you send your tail towards your heels. Slide the ribs back, hug the shoulder blades together as you look away from the ground. Take a full breath in. Stay for the exhale. Try to press through your feet as you grow 1 inch taller through the crown of your head. Now keep the block there as you breathe in. Reach your arms forward and up to the sky. As you exhale, lock and fold over your legs. On an inhale, come up halfway as you hug the block. Bring those hands to your shins as you reach your chest forward. And exhale to hug that block as you fold, bowing in. Okay, slightly an awkward transition, but take your time as you plant your palms. Start to tiptoe, skitter, hop your feet back to plank pose with the block still between your thighs. With the knees up or down, hug that block. Send your tail towards your heels and then slide your chest forward to grow longer. A big breath in. And as you exhale with the block still there, bend your elbows to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Block is still there. Might be a little awkward, but give it a hug. Press your feet down. And on an inhale, rise for Cobra with the block still in between the thighs. And on your exhale with the block there, take it back to down dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 breaths. Soon we'll be moving in towards that practice of back bends. And back bends, as much as we think they're about the upper back, they're all governed by the legs. So with that block between your thighs, it gives you something solid to hug into, to hug the block. Press through your palms to lift your butt to the ceiling as you take a full breath in and a deeper breath out.
Okay, one more awkward. Lift your heels, soften your knees, peek forward. And with the block there, tiptoe, skitter, hippity hop your feet up towards your hands into your forward fold. Inhale with the block, lengthen halfway, give it a hug. And exhale, hug the block as you fold, Uttanasana. Okay, use your hand. Finally, clear the block out of the way. And as you keep your toes pointing straight ahead, bend your knees, sit your butt back, and climb your palms up to your thighs for chair without the block. As your butt gets heavy to the back of your mat, ribs move back, slide your ears back. Maybe your hands stay here to add some heat. You reach them up overhead, but take a full breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Think butt heavy to the back of the room as you lift your chest and your gaze away from the floor. Now on an inhale, come up to rise, stand through your legs, reach up, touch the sky, and exhale to fold in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge, and with your hands up on your blocks or fingertips on either side of your right foot, wiggle your left toes back just another inch. Now stay in that lunge, take a breath to lift your chest, grow long through the spine. And exhale to fold and straighten that right leg. Maybe you come higher up onto blocks. Let's do that 2 more times. Big inhale through to lunge. Bend your knee, lift your heart. And exhale to fold as you straighten your right leg. 1 more time. Take a breath. Come through to your lunge. And as you exhale, fold and let your right leg straighten. Now here in this modified pyramid pose, Pursvottanasana, lift your back heel a drop higher up off the floor. And as you push through your left foot, can you wrap your left hip to the front of the room? Tack your right hip back as you bow in towards that right thigh. Take a full breath in through the nose, a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. And then on an inhale, back it up, bend your right knee, look forward, and all the hops you need for your left foot to meet your right. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale to fold, Uttanasana, bowing in. Second side, keep your left foot forward, slide your right foot back to catch your lunge. Come high up onto your blocks as you squeegee your right toes back just another inch. Now with your breath, big inhale to lift your heart. Stay in that lunge. As you exhale, begin to fold and straighten your left leg. 2 more. Follow your breath more than my voice. Inhale through to lunge. Exhale to fold and notice what you feel in the back of your left leg. 1 more. Take a breath. Grow long. And exhale, Pursvottanasana, that pyramid pose. Now here, sometimes what happens with the left leg forward, the hips want to spin open to the right. So when you lift your right heel, it helps your hips move a little more in space. You can wrap your right hip forward, tack your left butt cheek back as you bow in towards that left leg and notice what it is that you feel. A bigger breath in. Stay for the exhale. Try to release the gripping of your fingers around those blocks as your head gets heavy. Now back it all the way up. Bend your left knee, plant your palms onto your sticky mat, and step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal the heels from one side to the other. Notice what you're working with. And imagine that invisible block between those legs as you hug the legs together. Inhale through to plank pose. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Hug the invisible block as you rise, Cobra, Bhujangasana. And on your exhale, take it up and back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, float your right leg to the sky. Step your right foot through or around to catch your lunge. Pivot your hands and feet over to the left to your wide-legged forward fold facing the long edge of your mat. We're not coming up halfway, but if you do feel like there's a butt very close to your head, you can definitely stagger with your friends. But a tiny bend in your knees so that they don't lock. And now imagine like you have 10 blocks between your thighs that you don't want to let them go. Hug the inner thighs towards each other. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, you might soften your elbows to bow in towards yourself. A deeper breath in through the nose, let it fill you up. And a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. Good, let your heavy as you turn your right knee and toes to catch your lunge. And now wait for the breath in. Come up to rise for high lunge as your arms and chest reach up to the sky. You might walk your right foot an inch to the right so those feet are less on a tightrope. But just like you did in that pyramid, lift your back heel, wrap your left hip forward, your right hip back as you look away from the ground. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale, even bend one more inch into your front thigh. Now hands come to your hips. Tiny bend in your back knee, get springy, and all the hops you need to scoop your left thigh to your chest. Stand down into your right leg, grow 1 inch taller through the top of your head, and this time lower both feet to the floor. As you bend your knees, sit your butt all the way back, lean into your left foot, lift your right heel, and for standing figure 4, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Let your hands go anywhere to steady you, your hips, in front of your chest or up overhead or on blocks. But do your best to flex through that right foot to support your right knee and ankle as you take a deep breath in and down. Stay for the exhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze, and maybe let your butt get heavier to the earth. Now inhale to come all the way up to rise. Lower your feet to the ground one more time. Take a big breath in to reach up and grab onto your chest with your left. Over to the left for standing crescent. Take a breath here into that right side of your body. Your center to the right, but as you tip to the left, those heart bench crunches, the ribs move back, the ears slide back, and maybe the hands come back in line with the ears. On an inhale, come all the way up, reach up to touch the sky, and as you exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat, step your feet all the way back to bring it back to downward facing dog. A couple more times together, squeeze that imaginary block. Inhale through to plank pose. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Hug the imaginary block as you rise, Bhujangasana. And on your exhale, take it up and back to downward facing dog. You might mentally locate your strap. We'll take a shoulder stretch on this side. So as you lift your left leg, step it through or around to catch your lunge. Pivot your hands and feet to perhaps bringing your strap with you. And as you unravel your strap from your rubber band, let your hand onto the strap somewhere at your low or middle back. You can also interlace your fingers, but start with your elbows very bent to begin. Now hug your shoulder blades towards one another. And as you breathe in, start to reach your arms off of your butt towards the ceiling. A tiny bend in your knees so that they don't lock. And now a teeny bend in your elbows. You might not even see it, feel it. And now create the slightest bit of resistance. Tug your strap or your fingers away from one another. As your head gets heavy, maybe your arms reach over towards the long edge of your mat. Breathing in through the nose, all the way out through the nose or mouth. And then slowly let your hands come back to your tush. Ditch your strap, we'll use it again later. Turn your left knee and toes to lunge. And on an inhale, come up to rise. High lunge, round 2. Walk your left much as it's needed to the left. But as that right heel lifts high, wrap your right hip forward, the left hip back. Stretch up through the fingertips and bend 1 more inch into your front leg. Teeny bend in your back knee. Get hops you need to scoop your right thigh to your chest. 1 inch top of your head. Lower both feet to the ground. Your hands can come to your hips as you bend your knee back. Lean into your right foot and cross your left ankle over for pigeon chair. Anywhere that steady you. Remember your breath. Take a long breath in and down. Stay. Can you flex through the left foot? Sit your as you lift your heart away from the earth. 1 more long breath in and down. Out through every cell of your being. all the way up to rise. Lower your feet, let gravity hold you. And grab onto your left inch to the ceiling and up and over to the right. Good. As the hips maybe sway off center over to the left. Press through your left foot, reach left waist, the left shoulder, the fingertips. Your ears back. Let your throat be open for breath to come. Inhale to come all the way back up. Reach up, get tall. And exhale to fold in towards yourself. Plant of your mat. Step those feet all the way back for downward facing dog. And now from your down dog, inhale through to plank pose and lower all the way down onto your belly. Once you're on your belly, reach your arms alongside of you to face the floor. Let your forehead or your chin rest on the earth, and we'll rise to locust in a moment. But before you do, feel your legs and imagine that block in between your thighs. Hug them in towards each other. Now hug the shoulder blades towards one another. As you breathe in, lift your head, lift your chest, your arms up off of the earth, and exhale to let your legs lift up and away from the ground, Shalabhasana. As you take flight, try to close or let your eyes soften and listen for your own breath. Each inhale, hug that imaginary block. Inner thighs towards the sky, like you could kick that Pez dispenser block up towards the ceiling. Now hug the shoulder blades together. Lift the palms 1 more inch, a big breath in. And on your exhale, release, lower down. Rest on one side of your cheek or on one of your palms. Wiggle your hips or but feel how that breath can wash its way over you. Breathe into your belly and let the lowest part of your back broaden and widen. Your belly and into your chest, and let the whole back of your body expand. And now keeping that connection to your breath, stay on your belly for a moment longer, and let's come in for the first of the thigh stretches here on the floor. So keep a pillow with your hands. Let your forehead rest on your left palm. And now bend your right knee and reach your right hand back for the top of your right foot for Ardha Bekasana, half frog. Feel that imaginary block between those thighs and hug your thighs towards each other as you shrug your right shoulder up and back away from the floor. Remember the breath. Take a full breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Can you simultaneously push your right foot back into your hand while you draw your right heel towards your cheek? Breathing. On an inhale, slowly release the hold of that right foot. Take your time to switch sides. Make a pillow with your right hand. Let your forehead rest. And as you bend your left knee, let your left hand reach around for a strap or the leg of your pants. Now hug that imaginary block between your thighs. Shrug your left shoulder up and away from the earth to notice the left side of your chest. And as you push your foot back into your hand while you draw your heel towards your butt, take a big breath in and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. Good. Exhale, slowly release the hold of your leg. Plant your palms, bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press up through to table or plank pose. And on an exhale, take it up and back to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Now from your down dog, lift your right leg up. And right leg comes into pigeon pose or lizard lunge. So for pigeon, you might draw your right knee towards your right wrist and lower your shin down onto the ground. And now remember, if pigeon doesn't feel anything but supportive on the knee or hip, you can bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. But this is going to be more of an upright, active pigeon. So come high up onto your fingertips or blocks. Peek over your left shoulder and just see if your left leg is in line with your hip. I often have to walk mine more to the middle of my mat. Now as you breathe in, hug your knees towards each other. Feel your booty lift up off of the ground. Now bend your back knee to lift your back toes up off the floor. Stay here and breathe. Or for thigh stretch 2 out of 400, maybe your right hand stays on the ground as your left hand reaches around for the top of the foot. You might find your strap You might grab the leg of your pants, but remember those heart bench crunches. Think bottom ribs back, the shoulder blades together as you lift your heart. A big breath in and a deeper breath out. Now slowly release the hold of your leg. Plant your palms and lower your forearms down onto the ground as you interlace your fingers. Bring the webbing of your hands together. Now curl your left toes, lift your left knee and thigh up off the floor, and slide your right leg back to meet your left for forearm plank. Yay! No block, but maybe a block. But as you find your forearm plank with the knees up or down, feel that imaginary block and hug your legs towards each other. Now think tailbone towards your heels. Slide the ears back to lift your heart. A big breath in. And as you exhale, let all of that breath go. Take one more full breath in through the nose. Big exhale out through your nose or mouth. And now lower just your knees to the ground. Let your right hand come where your right elbow was. Let your left palm come where your left elbow was. Curl your toes and take it back. Forward facing dog. No rest on the first side. We got 2 legs to try out. A breath to notice what it is you feel and see. And now for the second side, take your time. Lift your leg to the sky. Bring your left leg through to lizard lunge or pigeon pose, depending on what you're working with on this knee or hip. That's it. As your left knee comes as wide as the left side of your mat, bring your hands high up onto your blocks or fingertips. And now take a peek over that right shoulder. See what's going on with your right leg. You might walk it an inch to the middle of your mat. And as you hug your knees towards one another, press into the earth to lift your chest. Now bend your right knee to lift your right toes up. Breathe here. With your left hand connected, maybe your right hand reaches around for the top of the foot for the pigeon with the thigh stretch. Now we're already in a back bend. As the chest slides forward, sometimes the ribs want to come with. Think bottom ribs back. Notice what that does in the right thigh. Shrug the right shoulder up and back and try to look away from the floor. Take a full breath in and a deeper breath out. Now on your inhale with care, release that leg. Lower your forearms to the ground. Last time. Interlace your fingers, take that awkward thumb on top, and with your right toes curled under, lift your right knee and slide your left leg back to meet your right for forearm plank round 2. Again, knees up or down, but press into the earth. Slide your ears back to lift your chin as you take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale as you offer all of that breath out. Take one more deep breath in through the nose and a full breath out through your nose or mouth. And now teeny bend in your knees, 1 foot at a time. Start to walk your feet up towards your elbows. Stick your booty to the sky for dolphin pose. With no weight on the head, can you push your pinkies, your wrists down to lift your butt up and back? And then maybe you tiptoe your feet 1 centimeter closer towards your. A full breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. And now after a few, walk your feet all the way back to forearm plank. Slide your chest forward. And as you exhale, lower your knees, lower your belly, lower your chest, and take a breath here against the earth. Ooh. And now do the worm. No, I'm kidding. Take a breath as you find yourself back. Okay. For a few breaths here on the ground, bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press up through to tabletop. Come on back to downward facing dog for a moment as you lift your hips to the sky. And now from your down dog, walk your feet to come as wide as your mat. Teeny bend in your knees. And 1 hand at a time, begin to walk your palms back to your feet so you fold somewhere at the back-ish of your mat. Let your knees be soft. Let your head be heavy. Of your feet, you might catch opposite elbows.
but let the weight of your head drop down as you bow in, taking a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now hands climb up onto your hips, stand through your legs, and a big inhale to come all the way up to rise as your hands come down by your sides. Whew. Okay, we'll spend a few moments. Strap already, you can find a strap for the next round or two of what we're going into, but you can set it off to the side. So we've set ourselves up and done a few versions of the legged thigh stretch and heart opener, dancer pose, Natarajasana. We'll try it with one hand holding the foot, and then the next I'll show you something different. So stagger slightly with your friends, some in the middle, some come in the back, and then bring both feet underneath your, feel your feet flat on the ground. A tiny bend in your knees so that the knees don't lock, and as your hands come to your hips, lean all of your weight into your right foot, lift your left heel, and let your left hand grab on to the top of your left foot, just like you did in that half frog lying on your belly. Right standing knee, feel that imaginary block and hug your inner thighs towards each other. Shrug your left shoulder up and back. And as you push your foot to your hand, start to lift your chest away from the floor. Foot back into your hand. Can you lift your gaze away from the ground? And now your hand might stay on your hip. You might push it up towards the ceiling. But think foot back as you lift your heart. As you lift your heart, push your foot back. A full breath in. Stay for the exhales. You offer that breath out. And then inhale to come all the way back up to rise. Lower your feet. And let gravity hold and steady you. Nice. Soften the knees. Shake it out. One other side. So with your hands on your hips, lean into your left foot. Lift your right heel. And let your right hand grab on to the top of your right foot itself. For me, when the left knee locks out, that's when I tend to teeter over. So soften your standing knee, almost like chair pose. Hug the thighs towards each other. And now shrug your right shoulder up and away from the ground. Think foot back into your hand as you lift your chest. And as your left hand goes anywhere to steady you, think foot back, ribs back, ears back to lift your heart, breathing in through the nose, all the way out through the nose or mouth. Good. On your inhale, come all the way back up. Lower your feet. Let gravity hold and steady you and shake it out. Nice. Okay, that was one. One more. So this time, I'll show you the direction we're moving towards. If you see what I'm doing and you're like, Anisha, I really don't want to do that, zero obligation. You've done one version already. You can repeat and be here. For the second version called Shiva Natarajasana, it incorporates the strap. So in a second, I'll talk you through. You'll bring one of your feet into the strap and loop it around. One of your feet will step over. And as you lean forward and bend into that foot, you might have enough slack on the strap to lift your elbows, lift that, and give yourself a pat on the back, holding onto each strap. Now, everyone looked great in that version of dancer we just did. The things that want to happen are here and here. And no one looked like this the first round, but just to over-exaggerate, I want you to think like there's a block between your thighs. You hug the legs towards each other, and even as you push your foot back, you're lifting your chest up, as if never in this lifetime or the next times is this ever going to happen to me. But hand and foot can reach each other, yeah, with that sound effect. When that happens, this wants to move forward, which is why we did all those heart bench crunches and forearm plank. You want to keep back so that here can find space and the middle of your back doesn't get compressed. Yeah? If you saw the one with the strap, I'll talk you through that. If you want to go no strap, you can ditch the strap off to the side. But if you are using the strap, have it be like a big. If you haven't picked a foot already, bring your right foot into the strap, or anyone. And now cross the handles, make a little X over that foot. Now step your left foot over and through that X. Lean into your left leg. Bend your left knee a lot. Now as you lean forward, start to bend your right knee, kick your own butt with your heel, and reach your elbows to the sides, and then up overhead like you strap as you lift your chest away from the ground. Soften your standing knee as you lift your chest. And now maybe both of your hands start to walk down the strap towards that right foot. Hug the thighs towards each other. Push your foot back to lift your chest. Try to look away from the ground and breathe. And then when you want to come out, release your hands, ditch the strap, and lower your feet to the ground. Okay. I say this every time that I teach, but it holds so true that in that pose, in my mind's eye, if I were to take a picture of myself, my foot is about to crawl into my down my throat. That's how close I think the foot is. And then I'll look at a picture or video of myself and I'm here. Like foot is underground into the floor. And it just goes to show the point of this pose isn't whether the reach, it's whether you can really dial everything into as everything is shaking around you. So when the wobble comes, the knee, you hug the thighs in and you send the ribs back. The second side, bring your strap around the left foot. Cross the handles, make a little bow, and then instead of stepping it behind that right side of the strap, step your foot over and through the X. Now lean forward. Your right knee a lot, and now bend your left knee with the strap as you kick your own butt with your heel and draw your elbows to the sides and up overhead. Now hug the thighs towards each other, that invisible block. Push your foot back as you lift your chest and try to look away from the floor. And now maybe your hands walk down the strap towards that back left foot as you plug it back in. Foot back, ribs back as you lift your chest. And now the most advanced thing is, can you release the clawing of your fingers around the strap? Let it stay, but let the fingers soften. Breathe. And then slowly, when you're ready, come all the way out. Ditch your strap off to the side, nice, and come to stand at the top of your mat. Let your feet come wide. Take a full breath in to reach both arms up. And as you exhale, a generous bend in your knees as you fold over your legs. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Take your time. Step your feet back for downward facing dog. And like we did in that first down dog, walk your feet just a centimeter wider than they are already. Lift both of your heels, soften your knees, and stick your butt up and the wall behind you. Now ribs back. Slide your ears back so your head is in line with your heart. And now maybe bent or your legs move towards straight, but heels get heavier to the floor. Breathing. From your down dog, we meet is on your back. So however you'd like to get there, you can lower your knees to flip over. You can come through and do a little pancake to flip over. But once you come onto your back, have your therapy balls within a grabbable distance. If you need it, feel free to raise a hand and I can bring some over to you. But just have them somewhere you can reach them and have one of your blocks somewhere you can grab too. Once you're on your back with your knees bent, feet on the floor, let your feet come as wide as your mat. Watch for any neighbors or props around you as you drop both of your knees over to the right, like windshield wipers on a car. Inhale, draw your knees center, and with your knees wide, feet wide, let both of your knees drop over to the left. Do that once more on your own from side to side, breathing into the belly and chest, letting the glutes and butt soften to the floor. And now after you've gone evenly from right to left at your pace, the next time your knees come back up through center, over to the left. Cross your left thigh all the way over your right thigh, like eagle pose, no space between those thighs. And now drop both of your knees over to the right hand side. Your hands might rest on your back, chest. If you have enough space, they might reach out like a big T or cactus in the arms. But let your gaze drop over to the right hand side with your knees. As you let the right side cheek, the the right corner of your eye and the right corner of your lips soften and widen into the floor. Now on an inhale, uncross your legs as you draw your knees and feet back through center. Scoot your butt an inch or two over to the right, just so you stay on your sticky mat. Cross your right thigh over your left thigh, and let your legs, your knees get heavy to the left. If at any point this feels like too much strain on the low back, you might always uncross your knees and stack one thigh on top of the other. But as the knees go to the left, let the back of your head stay heavy and feel your gaze drop over to the left with those knees. Let your left cheek, the left corner of your lips, the left side of your eyes soften and widen into the earth as you take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now on an inhale, under your legs as those knees and hips come back through center. This time, give them both a squeeze in towards your chest, in towards your belly. Perhaps it's still that feels sweet. Maybe it's some small your knees in one or the other direction. Come towards happy baby as you widen your knees and thighs. Let your hands catch the backs of your legs, your calves, or the pinky edges of your feet. And your tush gets heavy to the floor. Take a full. And on your exhale, slowly take your time to release down to the earth. Through some therapy ball work in the upper back. But as some options, if you'd like to set up early for rest, more than welcome to do so. We'll meet you there right around the corner. But for therapy ball work, in their tote or take them out. To your therapy balls, lift your head, neck, and pop the therapy balls in between your shoulder blades to the top tips of your shoulders. And there's no wrong spot or incorrect place for them to be. But if you come down and something doesn't feel quite right, or either give yourself a second to adjust or feel free to wave a foot or a hand over. Sometimes me moving them a centimeter creates a big world of difference. Now here, perhaps your head comes down onto the floor, or you might bring your head up onto a block to alleviate any pressure. But as your arms drape alongside of you, take a full breath in through the nose. Mouth to let that breath out. Let's find 2 more places here in the upper back. So take your time as you bend your knees, bring your feet onto the floor. Press legs to roll your body towards your head until those therapy balls come down your back to the middle, so slightly lower than where they just were. Can I help you out for a second? Yeah. There you go. How's that? And then lock at the middle tips of your shoulder blades. Take a big breath in through the nose and open your mouth to let that breath out. You might and with your left arm reaching to the sky, just you reach your right arm overhead. Let's see if the fingers can be soft. If the be in the roof of your mouth. Now, after a few breaths, if your arms are lifted, take your time to lower them down by your sides. And for one last place with your knees Press through your legs to roll your body 2 inches north until the therapy ball bottom of the shoulder blades, so slightly lower than just where they were. A full, steady breath in, and a long, clear exhale out through every direction. And now perhaps your hands stay heavy, or you reach those arms towards the ceiling and give yourself a hug, like your hands could reach for your therapy balls behind your back. You might lean gently from side to side or stay still. But if you are giving yourself a hug, perhaps you switch which elbow is on top to notice any difference. Then begin to unwrap your arms if they're wrapped around you. Clear any blocks from underneath you if they're there. Reach one or both of your arms over onto your favorite side to press yourself up to a seat just for a moment before we set up for Shavasana. So I just wanted to give some options of setting up for rest. Since we've done a bunch of back bends this afternoon, a slight bend in the knees might allow the low back and hips to settle further to the ground. So if you like this version, you might bring your 2 blocks at their lowest height to the back of your mat. Bring your blanket to drape over those blocks to create a little softness. Your head will be up to the front of the room, your feet will be to the back of the room. And as you come to lay down, the pit of your knees will drape over the blanket and blocks. Your heels might stay connected to the floor as you come to lay down. Move any layers as needed, any props. You're more than welcome to adjust or find any position that allows for you to be as comfortable as. But give yourself, see if you can move even 1% slower than you are already as you set up for rest. And you might let your hair down, you might set your glasses to the side. Your arms might be draped on your body or alongside of you. With your eyes softly closed or open, we'll take a few rounds of this buzzing breath, this Brahmari Pranayama. Tension inward and to prepare the body for rest. You'll start by taking a breath in through the nose to fill your belly and up into your chest. Through your nose to offer all of that breath out. As you breathe in, let your breath expand you. And your next exhale, let it be a humming sound. When you finish one round, begin again. Let your next round be so quiet that you and only you begin to hear it. And after your last buzzing Brahmari breath, take a breath in through the nose to let it fill and expand you. And exhale without the hum through your nose or mouth. And it's here for the next few moments where each round of you starts to dissolve the entire practice that was. Each breath helps you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after makes a little more room for what has yet to come. So can you let each breath become heavier into the earth? And the heavier you let yourself become, the more spacious you may just start to feel. Deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out. Breath in and down so it fills you up. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. To slowly awaken the body that you're in. Your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps your head tips from one side to the other, heavy against its support. Any neighbors or props, perhaps from your legs, or you draw your knees in. But take your time to bend your feet onto the ground or onto your blocks, one or both arms overhead, and roll the side of your choice to curl into yourself. And with the least amount of effort required, the floor, and come up to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room. You to your blanket or blocks to give your hips a little height. But with your eyes softly closed or open, take it in and down. And as you the breath up and out through every direction. We'll finish our time with one more of those breaths. Hands to center, anywhere that feels for you. Take a deep breath in to offer it out. Perhaps you bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in a simple, profound gesture of self-reverence, bowing to yourself and to one another who practiced alongside with you. And I bow to each one of you all. Thank you for choosing to be here. Thank you. Stay warm, drink lots of water, take care of yourselves and each other. Announcements. So you might have seen some of us wearing the Three Queens logo sweatshirts that are downstairs. 100% of all those proceeds are going to Phil Abundance, the Philly-based nonprofit that provides food for communities all throughout the city. Adriana has some pop-in classes. If you want bolsters, Adriana has some pop-in classes tomorrow and next Tuesday for her Supreme Release series. I came last week because we're teaching at the same time. I'm upstairs and she's downstairs. I heard her be like, okay, grab 4 bolsters, 6 blocks, and 6 blankets. And I was like, I want her. So it's like subtle body, incredible work. That's Tuesday nights, tomorrow 7:30, and then the following Tuesday. And then I'll tell you about some other stuff when we get there closer. Anyone else have announcements? Any craft shows that you're going to that other people should see? Wow, that took a while. Molly, you have any announcements? No. Okay, holiday season. Thanks, y'all. I'll see you soon. Thank you. I gotta drive to Swarthmore. The last Monday class.